So, you've watched all the guides and you know exactly what you need to do to unlock Orion, yet you're finding some difficulty or are just straight up struggling when it comes to this grind. That's not uncommon, and it affects players of all skill ranges. There's three main aspects that I see the majority of players struggle with when it comes to not just this grind, but any mastery camo. And that's efficiency, experience, and the mental battle that everyone goes through trying to grind this. On paper, Orion is straightforward and easy to complete. Yet there's tons of unseen obstacles that will be in our way. So let's start with efficiency. How can you be efficient with this grind? Well, it's simple. You have to be able to consistently and consecutively unlock camos at a fast pace, or as fast as possible. The easiest ways to do so is to play the proper game modes. Year after year, we get a form of a 24/7 playlist that includes a couple small maps, or in this year's case, right now Shoot House, and by December 14th, we will have Shipment. You should be doing most of your grind within these playlists, and there's a lot of people that don't like these, simply because you die lots, and it's complete chaos for the entire match. Take advantage of that. You're not the only one experiencing that chaos, everyone in the match is. So that means you're going to be getting more kills, which will equate to more challenges completed at a faster rate. So many times I've seen player after player playing in the wrong map or the wrong mode. And it goes for maps too. If you're trying to do long shots with snipers and you're queuing into Shipment 24/7, it's not even possible to get long shots, so play the appropriate game mode for the challenges that you are trying to complete. That goes for maps too. If you're playing on a map that you're not very good at and you'll only get 10 kills, there's no point in staying in that match. You might as well leave and find a better map where you'll get 30 or 40 kills. There's no shame in doing that. And if you're ever in a lobby where you can't get the ball rolling and you're not getting very many kills and you're just getting dunked on by the other team, honestly find a new match. There's no point in staying somewhere where you're gonna be punished and not gonna make a lot of progress. We're trying to unlock the camos as fast as possible, and you should be doing everything that you're able to do to make that happen. Playing the proper maps and game modes to get as much progress done as possible. Experience ties in with all of this. The more experience you have with the game, the better you'll be. It's common sense, I would hope. Same goes with mastery grinds. The more mastery camos you've unlocked in the past, the easier they seem to be to unlock in the future. The challenges function virtually the same way. The first time you ever try to do mounted kills, it feels unnatural and slows down the way you play completely. The more mounted kills you get and the more mounted challenges you come across, you start to get a feel and muscle memory takes over, and they become second nature. You'll know exactly when and where to mount to complete the camos, and that goes for any single challenge in the game. Eventually you'll get to the point where, oh, I'm working on gun 34 out of 51 to unlock Orion. I've seen all of these camo challenges before. This should be an absolute breeze. And what do you know? It is. Not a single person plays Call of Duty the exact same way. Everyone's different. What worked for me in unlocking Orion might not work for you, and there's going to be things that you do different from me that work better. What a shocking revelation. You may have watched 6 or 7 different Orion camo guides by now, and yet nothing you've watched is helping you. I would find that extremely hard to believe. It's possible. So you have to figure out what works best for you, and the only way to do that is through experience. No one's going to pick up the controller for you. You gotta put in the time and the effort yourself, and that's where the mental battle comes in. There will be a lot of days where you'll pick up the game, you'll be super motivated, you'll load into a game of Shoot House or Shipment, and you'll get stomped on and all your motivation's wiped away. That's completely fine. If you need to take breaks from grinding camos or not even focus on it, take as much time as you need. For me, I tried to grind the camos as fast as possible. My motivation? Creating the complete Orion guide. Even then, I still needed to take a couple breaks here and there because I was mentally exhausted from dying to the SPR over and over again. Find what motivates you. Are you trying to unlock Orion because it looks cool? You want something that a lot of people won't have? Or you're just wanting something to do within the game and you want some form of challenge? Regardless of what it is, find why you're motivated. If you can figure that out, it will make the grind so much easier. Yes, you may have to deal with launchers and the melees and some pretty awful guns overall that won't be that much fun to grind. But if you have a clear goal in mind, it will make it so much easier to sit down and grind. If you're just unlocking Orion just for the sake of unlocking Orion, those are the people that are going to struggle the most. And speaking about difficult weapons to complete, there's a philosophy I have, and it should be very well known by now. I tried to get the most difficult challenges out of the way, and this year, that happens to be the launchers. No one wants to do launcher challenges ever, but if you complete them as soon as possible and get them out of the way, you never have to do them ever again. And I do the same thing when it comes to different weapon classes. I always tend to do the snipers and the pistols and melees first. Not that they're objectively hard to use, but the camo challenges aren't as easy to complete as something like the assault rifles. Picture it this way. There is a mountain that you're trying to climb. The hardest part is the climb, and that's going to be the more difficult challenges. There is no point in doing part of the climb and coming back down when you can just climb the whole mountain, get the hardest part out of the way as fast as possible. That way, at the end of the grind or at the end of the mountain climb, you have a easy way down. That's the same with the grind. You don't want to leave the more difficult guns for last. That way, at the end of the grind, you're not going to be sitting there not wanting to do it because you left the launchers till last minute, or you left the snipers, or whatever you find subjectively difficult to the end. That doesn't mean you can't sprinkle in a little bit of fun here and there. If you're grinding through the launchers first thing and you've done the Joker and the Pila, but you don't want to do the Strela and RPG, take a break and go work on something else. As long as you're not leaving the Strela and RPG for the very end, I don't see an issue with that at all. For me and myself, I like to grind within categories. I'll complete the launchers all at once, melees all at once. You get the point. But if what works for you is doing a mix of weapons, you might want to do a sniper, then an assault rifle, then an SMG, a launcher, just to get some variation within the grind. Absolutely go for it. And remember what I said earlier. What worked for me may not work for you. Do what's best for you. I might not have grinded Orion the best way possible. You have to figure that out yourself. You have the keys and the tools to do so. You know what the exact camo challenges are from the first gun you complete all the way to the 51st. If you haven't quite completed Orion yet, and your plan after unlocking the mastery camo is to work on the weapon mastery grind, you should be completing some of those calling card challenges along the way. For those who don't know, after the Orion grind, there is a ultra mastery grind where with every single weapon, you have to get 100 kills with the gold camo equipped, 200 with platinum, 300 with polyatomic, and 400 with Orion. That's 1,000 kills with every weapon. And if you're trying to unlock those calling cards to get that ultra mastery reward, you should be doing these as you're grinding Orion. Doing long shots with the assault rifles, throw on gold camo, make some progression towards that calling card. Oh look, you've completed the gold challenge and you're on headshots now for polyatomic, run platinum camo. Same thing goes for launchers and melees. When you're doing double kills or 2 kills in a single life, run gold camo, run platinum camo. Do what you need to do to make as much progression as possible. It ties back in with the efficiency. Now, when it comes to making the Orion grind easier, if you follow the tips and tricks on how to be more efficient, experienced, and how to get past some of that mental struggle, things will become a lot easier. If this is your first mastery grind ever, this is a great year to be introduced to it because this year it's simple and honestly easy. That doesn't mean you're going to be able to unlock it in one night. You still have to complete 7 different camo challenges on 51 separate guns. It seems easy when you start off getting your first couple guns gold and you think, hey, you know what? I got a gold gun within an hour and a half. But you have to do that 51 more times on top of 3 other mastery challenges. And you have to deal with leveling up each gun just to be able to make progression on the camos. Also, having fun makes the grind way easier, and if you're not having fun, then why are you grinding it in the first place? If there's any extra questions, I'll try to answer them in the comment section, but that's the video. Bye.